There's this guy named
OJ Simpson has been murdered. It's a shame.
Rip.
I always loved him. Yeah, rip OJ Simpson. I loved him in The Naked Gun. I don't know what else he did, but like, he was funny in The Naked Gun.
He was a game-changing football player, actually. Like, genuinely, like, probably one of the best ever.
I mean,
he runs.
He's an unfortunate soul. That's what I'd say about OJ. The best, easy way to describe him is an unfortunate soul.
He is trash, but I love him.
Crazy. That is crazy. You said that. That's crazy.
Is it crazy? Is it crazy?
It's crazy.
That a murderer is trash.
He's trash. No. He's
what a
trash
big take.
He's trash for killing his. He's trash for at least setting it up. That motherfucker had something to do with it. That motherfucker had something. He did something.
He did it.
I think he hired someone to do it. I think that's what happened. No, and he was very complacent with it. He was like, well.
No, I think he. There is no question in my mind that he absolutely he did it.
Then how did they not get him? That's my thing. How did they not? Well, actually, I know why they didn't get him.
Because the whole point.
You know why they?
Yeah, I know why they didn't get him.
That's the whole point. The whole racial tension.
It was the Rodney King thing just happened.
Johnny Cochran.
Yes, I know.
Fucking Mark Furman, the fucking racist cop.
Literally, America shit was like, we can't take another black people going crazy countrywide. Let him go.
It was just
and I'm like,
that's really.
It was revenge.
I feel like that literally was
overlooking all the evidence,
where they were like,
just to get back at the white man for once, for all the injustices, for all the times that fucking there were reverse situation.
But then they did it by setting like a rich guy free, basically.
The thing is that he was he was so popular. That's the problem.
Let's be real.
What happened is, it was right. Literally, wasn't it less than a year later after Rodney?
It was 3 days after.
I think it was 2 seconds after.
And really. Cali was already on fire, literally. It was like, LA was on fire.
Yeah, I remember seeing my grandpa's shotgun. Yeah. My grandpa had a shotgun under his bed because
Were you alive at that time, Derek?
Absolutely.
When was it? It was the early 90s, right?
I'm 36 years old, man. I was definitely alive.
Holy fuck, because it was just before mine and Chris's time of life. Like, just before us.
Yeah, you guys were just sperm or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was swimming around.
I was Rasta sperm in my Jamaican dad's nutsack, singing Bob Marley and shit.
Yeah, man, it's been interesting seeing all the responses to OJ's death because naturally you have people on the right that are trying to just say, "Oh, look at all these people that are worshiping this guy," and then everybody else is saying, "Where?" Or I think people are talking about the complexity. Because I'm really trying to find the post of like, who the fuck is like worshiping OJ?
That is so fucking funny. So we worship this guy, and everybody's like, "Where are they at?"
Like, show me the post that people are like, "Oh, this guy was the GOAT," and it's just like, oh. He was obviously very talented, very charismatic. He's a murderer.
He was funny. He's a funny guy, man. Unfortunately.
A complex, but say it doesn't matter. See, this is the way that I see it. Because let's just take all of the mysticism out of that trial. If you just look at it in a way, say if we were looking at Roman Polanski, well, there's no complication there. It's like, this guy's kind of a scumbag. Right. And so I felt no remorse making fun of him on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The issue with OJ Simpson is that it's strange because he acts very much like a person who didn't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like in a way that even supersedes like the fact that he went on that talk show and made that joke about like being the psycho killer, like when he had the knife.
Yeah.
You remember that video where like the news reporter was talking about like how like he played a joke on me and I didn't think it was very funny. And she opens the door and
she
it's him
was
going,
upset.
He was doing like the psycho thing.
Vexed.
It's just called psycho, right?
But it's just called psycho. But the only reason that you would do there are two definitive reasons why you would do that. Either A, you genuinely didn't do it, believe it so strongly that it genuinely doesn't matter to you that you can make a joke that way, or B, you are genuinely insane.
I would go with the latter.
Don't care how that makes you look.
I would go with the latter.
You know what I mean?
I would go with the latter. I think there's a lot of
because sincerely, like if I ever got like Me Too'd or whatever, I would sincerely like it's so, that is so fictional to me that even if like there were like serious, even if somebody was like, hey man, look, I got all these like doctor screenshots or whatever, I'd be like, this is so not real that I cannot even begin to take this seriously. Like I can't fathom how I would do it, and I would end up making a joke like that, like the psycho thing.
I would ignore it because it's so impossible to stick that to me. You can't stick one of those things to me. It's so impossible that it's just like I wouldn't even care.
You see
like
what's interesting?
Be like, Mr. Jameson, you're convicted of murder and rape of the 18th degree. I'd be like, that's not true, and I would just walk off and go about my spice, like doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's impossible.
Well, I feel like we always attribute these scenarios to ourselves, and that's why we can't fathom it happening. True, yeah. And I feel like that's always the biggest thing. Where I'm like,
we don't really know what that would be like.
We don't. But, and I also think about maybe because it's murder. And like really heinous, like violent crimes. Sorry, every time I hear the word violent crimes, I think of this. I think his name's John Kennedy or something. That he's like violent crime, and he was like, next time you need the cops, call a crackhead. I don't know if you remember that fucking guy.
I do remember that.
Every time I hear the word violent crimes, I think of that fucking old timey racist dude.
Crackhead.
But I think because there's all these white collar crimes that people do brazenly, right? And they walk around as if nothing's happening. I feel like because it's heinous murder or something, we kind of see it in a different light because technically it is. But in the same vein that like a Trump can do anything illegal,
right? Yeah,
but then just acts like everything's fine.
There's a brutality. You know, the thing is, it's like even if like someone like Bernie Madoff steals a ton of money and materially impacts millions of, like, you know, low-income lives for the objective worse, that doesn't feel as brutal as somebody going in and, like, you know, kicking somebody to, like, one individual kicking somebody to death in a subway. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot easier to be angry at that.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what else? So OJ Simpson's gone. He died. Oh well.
OJ Simpson.
Whatever.
Died. He died.
He was completely overshadowed, by the way, by Conan O'Brien going on Sean Evans's fucking Hot Wings show. Because he was trending for only a little bit before that, and it was just like, oh, interesting. Nobody cares, like at all. Do you remember that golf cart video where he was like, I knew Michael Jackson. Look at this photo of us. And then he says, rest in peace, Michael. Take care. And then he drives away in a golf cart.
Like, I forgot set up a camera that was a thing he kept doing. Like being on his golf cart and then piecing out. He would drive off. And that iconic, was it like, hey, like, hello, or hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly.
Hello, Twitter world.
It's yours truly. Hey, Twitter world. Always start off. I missed my old Twitter account because I wanted to pull it up where I responded or I replied to one of his tweets with, I had a oven mitt on. And I just went up to my dish rack and I was like, hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly. And I just grab a butcher knife really fast. It was like a 2-second video. And it got so much traffic. And I was surprised none of his team deleted it or anything. It was just there. And I was like, I love everything about OJ being on Twitter because he wasn't verified because back then, I think, what's his name? Jack Dorsey had, I guess, a teeny bit of morals. You know, obviously he's still the owner of Twitter, but enough to be like, maybe we shouldn't like prop up this dude. Maybe we shouldn't give this guy verification.
He probably thought that shit was funny.
I hope so, because it made it so much better for us.
Funny as fuck. He was like,
all those fucking those accounts, the parodies, those shit like were just propping up like crazy. It's yours truly.
He thought it was funny. He's like, damn, man. That's a funny joke. Yeah. I did kill her. You know that, right? I killed her, right? It's like, what?
I almost wish. Killed the bitch. I almost wish. It would be. I almost like. If only he said something like with his last words that would like really fuck with people.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like if I were in that position, even if I did do it, you know, I'd be like, I'm about to go. I really didn't do it, but we're in the room with the person who did. And then they just leave. You know what I mean? Just some absolute cat. It's kind of like that thing where we were talking about, like how if I were if like we were Trump or whatever, we would like pretend to be like taken control by forces beyond our control.
Yeah.
Just to stir shit.
Vague, like it. Tell everybody in the world it's true. And then everyone's like, "Oh, he must be talking about this, obviously." But
oh yeah,
like, there's so many,
it's just some vague, cryptic bullshit. Oh man, I do love the joke. It's it's whatever. But the joke of like cancer has spoken out and has denied anything to do with the murder of OJ Simpson.
So
like that whole meme. It's like I it's very dumb, but I like. It's exactly like that's good. That's like a safe. That's a safe one. But OJ Simpson's gone. Rest in peace, I guess. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
I don't know. I say
the Fallout show.